Hey, it's Matt from Kurb here, and today I'm delivering the first update on our Kurb Archive project. My project to create, curate and deconstruct over 10 years, reproducing CDs and DVDs for independent artists and creators working with Kurb Promotions. It all came about when I realized the business would soon run its course. In optical media, CD and DVD would not last forever, and I would soon be moving on. So what was I going to do? Just throw away all the master discs, all the artwork, all the posters, all the equipment, knowing I had this huge archive of creators' content I worked with for over 10 years? I'd already been influenced by ideas about minimalism, that every object you own should either be of use, tell a story, or be passing on to serve some other purpose. Now, I always thought we'd do a compilation of songs from some of the great artists we'd worked with over the years, especially some of the stuff that was completely unknown and was probably otherwise completely unheard of. That's when I started to think that I should archive all the content that we'd gathered onto a hard drive as a sort of a time capsule of the vast array of content that we'd been involved with producing. But the more I became interested in video art and doing found footage music clips for myself, the more I started to realize I could combine this media to do video art compositions for each of the selected songs. I could sample and remix some of the original material to create my own music to then put to video art compositions. I could use this as the basis of a whole short film project. I could make sample packs and material available for other artists to remix. I could do a whole DJ, VJ presentation. I started to realize the possibilities with this project were limitless. But again, in the spirit of minimalism, I began to wonder, what's going to happen to all the discs? What's going to happen to all the posters, or the surplus material, or the equipment, everything associated with the business? What's going to happen to it? Where is it going to end up? This is where I began to expand on the whole idea of deconstruction, not just deconstructing the content through curation, remixing, revitalization, but deconstructing the physical material also as this symbolic closure of the optical reproduction era for me and my business. I would turn it all into art. I would turn it all into video. And I would take that video art and break it down into more video and art. Just a process of deconstruction, 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 until it was just the fragments remaining, the essence of it. The meaning processed down until it was just this raw abstraction of what had once been my life, my livelihood, my business, and a whole paradigm of media, of technology that had passed by. You see, it's an opportunity to reflect on the meaning. This was my life. This was the creativity of hundreds of artists, and it was, and now it is not, because through the process we have progressed, we have learned, we have understood, and now we are moving on. It may be that we're just tooling around with a bunch of old songs and a bunch of old footage from unknown artists and directors and filmmakers and dancers and actors and all sorts of creatives. We're just smashing up and recombining and filming it and creating more art. But that is, to me, meaning, and that is what art is all about. So what has happened since we first launched the project? Well, Kurb is still reproducing CDs and DVDs, believe it or not. I have actually moved on to a farm outside of the city, and I've done months and months of travel. So in that time I've managed to rip thousands of songs to hard drive. I've archived hundreds of hours of DVD footage, and I've managed to reduce the music to just 600 songs that are for consideration for various genre-based playlists, as well as about a few dozen excellent songs that are going to make a great little compilation. And I've managed to reduce the DVD footage down to about 8 hours of the most visually engaging of the found footage for the basis of the music clips we're going to do, and the short video art film project that combines all the video and music into what I eventually will present as the final product of the first process of the Kurb Archive project. Now things start to get really interesting because the purging can begin, the physical deconstruction of these elements, and that's when the opportunity to squeeze the meaning out really starts. So here I am at my farm. I'll be heading out to my barn down here out of the city where this process is about to unfold, and the real concepts around media, culture, deconstruction, art can begin to fragment and reconstitute. The scope keeps expanding because it's not just about media and art, it's about minimalism and what we possess and how we possess it and how we relate to the past and culture and stories and how they're reproduced and replicated. So it is opening all these doors for me about how it is that I relate to my past, my story, my possessions, and everything. We all have our memories, our stories, our old media and old possessions that we are hanging on to. That we connect to our past selves, who we've been along the plot points in the journey of our own life. You see, that's what art and media is all about. It's about the reproduction of our stories. It's about understanding who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. And with this Kurb Archive project, I'm ready to take the next step and do it. I'm Matt from Kurb, and thanks for watching.